Hello everyone! Welcome once again to another episode of Podcast with a Student in the English section and with me, lescamilla. How do you fare today? Today, we need to introduce a person who will be with us recurrently narrating the episode in English section. She is not native of the English language, but she's already a very advanced level. Like all of us, she's also here to practice her pronunciation. She has accepted enthusiastic to be with us telling the future episode that we will have in this podcast. She is kind, creative, and intelligent person. And also, she is one of my best friends. Without much ado, I welcome you to Cheshire.
Hello there, I'm Cheshire. You can call me Chess if you want to. I am 21 years old and one of my favorite things is to learn new things every day. So today, I'm here with one of my best friends to practice my English pronunciation and learn more about all these interesting world of languages. Here we go!
Thank you, Chess, to be here in the podcast with us. Today, the topic is Romance or Latin languages.
But what exactly are they? Romance or Romanesque languages are those that come from Vulgar Latin, a language of Indo-European origin, spoken by Roman populace or popular classes of imperial ancient Rome, differentiated from literary Latin and worksheet.
And why do they call Romance? Because they developed from Latin, which means that this language was used by the Roman Empire. Of course, they spread through Western and Eastern Europe. They adopt a common language, Latin. However, they had different ways of speaking, the classical and the vulgar. Classical Latin was used by the upper classes of ancient society, and vulgar was used by the common people. Vulgar Latin was the dialect that spread among the local population of the Roman Empire. The word vulgar only means that it's common or vernacular. Over the time, Vulgar Latin in different areas of the empire evolved separately into different varieties of spoken Latin. Far from today, in those days when there were not podcasts, internet, television, nor radio to keep people anchored to the standard Latin. After the fall of the Roman Empire, they diverged even more until it developed into different dialects, until it reached language status.
How many varieties of Vulgar Latin exist? It is hard to know how many languages exist because they form a continuous dialect. What does that mean? For example, if you draw a line from Portugal to Italy, or from the south of France to northern France, every two peoples could be understood as the difference were light and with mutual intelligibility that decreased as the distance between the people increased, even disappearing. In this way, two languages accepted as different can be each other, as head of intermediate dialects, without missing out on successive intelligibility. For example, a person who speaks Portuguese usually does not understand a French speaker because they are different from each other, because there is no successive intelligibility. But if he can understand a Galician speaker because they are neighboring languages, the same would be a person who speaks Spanish. He will not understand much of what a Romanian speaker says, but one of Catalan. However, when modern states or countries emerged, free education was introduced. A certain local dialect was chosen to become the country's standard, such as Spanish for Spain or Parisian French for France. This caused numerous ancient dialects to collapse into a smaller number of speakers in the country, moving on to a regional dialect. How many Latin languages exist now? The number of Romance languages known exists 20, although today many regional varieties are severely threatened and only half a dozen of them have general use and several million speakers.
What are the main Roman languages? Today, main Roman languages are Spanish, Portuguese, French, Italian, and Romanian. Let us start with our mother tongue of Cheshire and mine. Spanish has 580 million people. 482 million are native speakers of the language, according to a new report by the Cervantes Institute of the Spanish government. Portuguese has 270 million speakers, 222 million of whom are native speakers of it, according to Babel magazine.
French has 275 million people around the world who speak French, according to the US Census Bureau. 63 million people in the world speak Italian as their first language. Another 3 million speak Italian as their second language. And there are about 34 million people around the world who speak Romanian, of which 3 million speak it as a native language, according to the Romania Insight. But today, we can include another language that is spoken mainly in the region of Catalonia, in Spain, Andorra, and the south of France. It is the Catalan language. Catalan is an independent language, not a Spanish dialect, as is often assumed. This is an important part of Catalan self-compression. Catalan is spoken in different dialects. In total, around 70.3 million people speak Catalan, and 9.8 million people understand the language, according to the Circuit de Barcelona.
So, where we can find people who speak a Roman language? There are many countries that speak this language. For example, there are 21 countries where you can practice the Spanish or Castilian language. These are Mexico, Colombia, Spain, Venezuela, Peru, Guatemala, Costa Rica, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Honduras, Bolivia, Chile, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Paraguay, Panama, Equatorial Guinea, Uruguay, Puerto Rico, and in some regions of the Philippines, Belize, Brazil, Sahrawi Democratic Arab Republic. Moving on with the countries where Portuguese is spoken, there are also known as Lusophones. These are Portugal, Brazil, Cape Verde, Guinea-Bissau, Mozambique, Angola, Sao Tome and Principe. It also has the co-official status language in East Timor, Equatorial Guinea, and Macau.
The list of French-speaking countries does not fall short. Here we find France, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Canada, Madagascar, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, Senegal, Chad, Guinea, Rwanda, Belgium, Burundi, Switzerland, Togo, Central African Republic, Congo, Gabon, Equatorial Guinea, Djibouti, Comoros, Luxembourg, Vanuatu, Seychelles, Monaco, French Polynesia, New Caledonia, St. Pierre and Miquelon, Benin, and Haiti.
Now it's time to move on to Italian-speaking countries. These are Italy, Monaco, Vatican, San Marino, Switzerland, Croatia, Slovenia, Malta, and Albania.
And finally, we are done with the Romanian countries. Officially, only Romania, Moldova, and Serbia speak this magnificent language, although it is only official in 3 countries. There are more communities of Romanian speakers, and that countries are Kazakhstan, Hungary, Ukraine, Italy, Spain, Germany, and Israel.
As you can hear, these wonderful languages spread around the world due to the colonization that occurred a long time ago, in some cases in America, Africa, Asia, and Oceania. Other cases go back to the settlements of the Roman Empire in Europe and how it changed everyone's speech. What do you think of those languages now? Do you think you could learn one of those?
What do you want to know more about those languages? You like me. Do you think Romance languages were because we classified them as romantic? Do you think there could be more countries that spoke Italian, Romanian, and Catalan that have the least speakers?
You can follow me on my social networks that are here on the site, but if you tune me through another channel, I am on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube like Podcast with a Student. How can we search you on the internet, Cheshire?
You can follow me on Twitter as Kaeouly.
And if you are watching us on YouTube or Instagram, leave your comments below to receive answer about the question asked. I want to tell you that these episodes are in Spanish and French, of course. I leave them on the cards on the YouTube video and on the links on Linktree. Stay tuned of the new episodes. I will see you later.
See you later. Stay tuned.